Ulysses by Alfred Lord Tennyson. In this presentation, we will have the following things: a background information of Ulysses, a Greek mythical character, origins of the poem Ulysses, an explanation of the poem Ulysses, a discussion of figurative language in the desired poem. Who is Ulysses or Odysseus? He is a Greek hero in Trojan War, a war which was mainly between the Prince of Troy, that is Paris, and the King of Sparta, Menelaus. After the fall of Troy, he travels 10 years to explore the world. When he arrived at Ithaca, his kingdom, he yearns to explore the world again despite his reunion with his family. Origins of the poem. The character of Ulysses has been explored widely in literature. In Greek, the adventures of Odysseus were first recorded in Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, and Tennyson draws on Homer's narrative in the poem. Italian, Tennyson's Ulysses recalls Dante's Ulysses in his Inferno. In Dante's retelling, Ulysses is condemned to hell among the false counselors, both for his pursuit of knowledge beyond human bounds and for his adventures in disregard of his family. Speaker and audience. Ulysses, who is a semi-retired soldier and also a king, is the speaker of the poem that bears his name. The poem is considered the first true dramatic monologue addressed to an unknown audience. A dramatic monologue is a poem spoken by a single person, mono, to an audience. That audience could be one person or a group of people referred to in the poem. At line 49, Ulysses says, "You and I are old," or any other implied audience. A monologue differs from a soliloquy, which also has one speaker, because it is spoken to an audience that is a part of the situation, as opposed to the audience in a theatre. A dramatic monologue is identifiable by the fact that it resembles a conversation in which you can only hear one person talking. The speaker seems clearly to be responding to someone, but that person or group doesn't actually speak in the poem. When was the poem written? It was written in 1833 and published in 1842. Ulysses was written soon after Arthur Hallam's death and gave my feeling about the need of going forward and braving the struggle of life perhaps more simply than anything in memoriam. Tennyson. Based on a passage in Dante's Inferno, Hallam had drawn Tennyson to a study of Dante. Tennyson exalts his hero's eternally restless aspiration, whereas Dante condemned his curiosity and presumption. Both poets recall Odyssey, where the ghost foretold Ulysses' fortune. The subjects of the poem: a bored, dissatisfied king who can't stand just sitting around the house with his wife all day, eating, sleeping, and settling disputes every once in a while. He is still in good physical shape, and he can't stand it that he doesn't get to put that body to use. A man who has traveled to many places, not any places, and fought many wars, not any kind of wars, and now he wants to revive his majestic past by traveling. A man who is an untamed spirit, and nothing is going to stop him. He has got a disease, and the only cure is to keep traveling, to keep moving on, even if this kills him. A man who strongly senses an urgency that stems largely from his own consciousness of death. He thinks by traveling more he can somehow forestall death. He can make the eternal silence wait just a bit longer for him. A retiree whom death isn't just stalking him because that's what death does. It's stalking him because he's old. A man who knows he might die, but the search, the process of exploring, satisfies him in ways that nothing else can.